Hi, I'm Giulia, and I'm talking from my kitchen, and I'm very happy to show you today one of my kids' favorite meal, chicken cutlet Parmesan. Okay, what we have here is about a pound of chicken sliced thin, one egg, that's all we're gonna need, some breadcrumbs, Italian style, which is already seasoned, and that's it. Let's get started. Cracking the egg. If you think you need a little bit more than this, you can always add a little bit of water. What I do, I actually add a little salt to the egg. Just a pinch. Okay, I'm gonna drop some of the crumb in a paper. It just makes it a lot easier. And then I'll have everything kind of ready. Just lightly coat it. Then you go to the crumbs. Just kind of pat it so that the crumb will stick to the meat. And I don't use the system where you flour it, double dip it kind of thing. I just think this way it's a little lighter, a little less work, and they come out just as good. I always done it like this. Yeah. The sauce, I make a very, very simple, basic sauce for people that don't want to bother worrying about making your own sauce. You can get a decent jarred, already made sauce. That will work. What I like the fact that I make my own is that I keep it pretty simple so it doesn't change the taste of the meat, and also because I'm so used to it. You know, we always made our own sauce every time we cooked something, so it comes pretty natural to me. Okay, now, while the cutlets are already breaded and waiting for it to be fried, we're going to start the sauce because that should be cooking for a little while, and while we're frying, the sauce will be cooking. They'll be basically ready at the same time. What we have here, I have about already pureed can of about 16 ounces of tomatoes, a little bit of tomato paste I'm going to use, a little bit of onion, some olive oil, and a little bit of salt. Okay, so now we are going to slice a little bit of onion. Some children of mine don't like to find a big piece of onions in a sauce, so you know, you have to be a little bit careful about that. So just kind of chop it small if you can. Being that it's already thin, it should be kind of dissolving. Now we're going to be putting the stove on, kind of on low because this is a big flame, medium, and then we're going to wait about 2 minutes until the oil gets pretty warm. Now it's been a couple of minutes, the oil seems ready. We're going to saute the onions, see, sizzling, and it doesn't take very long, just about a minute or two. Just until the onions get a little bit golden, and then what you can actually do also is add a little pinch of salt in the onions so they'll sweat faster. I'm going to do that. I like to cook the onions at lower temperatures as opposed to higher temperature because then they burn and you don't want to have that burn smell in your sauce. So just be patient, a couple of minutes, and just slowly release the sauce inside. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to put a little water in this, a little more liquid to it, and about a tablespoon of tomato paste. It just gives more body to the sauce. This particular tomatoes already had basil in it. And when it gets to the boil, we're going to actually lower it even more so it doesn't splash all over the place. Okay, now we're going to cover it and we're going to let it cook. Okay, now we're ready to fry the cutlets. So we're going to put the stove on medium high. We're going to let the frying pan, about a medium frying pan. I'm going to use the big one because there's not that many cutlets. The pan seems to be ready. It's been on for a while, so we're just going to put the oil. For frying, I'm using canola oil. It's just a little lighter than the olive oil. Okay, ready to put the first one in. And they usually take about a minute or two for each side. You can take a little peek after a while to see if they look nice and golden. And they don't really take very long to cook, these guys, anyway. So you need to just move them around a little bit. Sometimes the stoves, all the stoves, have a hotter spot than others. Mine cooks a little faster in the front. Such an easy meal, and it's so good. The sauce is smelling so good too. Okay, see? These are now, ready. Nice and golden. Okay, now we're checking on the sauce. As you can see, I leave the cover just a little bit, a smidgen open, only because this way the steam comes out and it doesn't overboil. I also have the stove the flame should be pretty low at this point. All it needs is boiling really nicely, but it still needs to be a little bit thicker. So we're going to leave it on for another good 5 minutes to 10 minutes, the most. Okay, and then it should be ready. Okay, we're now ready to slice some cheese, mozzarella cheese, fresh one I'm using. Sometimes I use the one that it's not this fresh. It'll work just fine. Whatever you have at hand. And I have the pan to bake them in, the cutlets. I'm just gonna slice 2 of this because I'm not sure how much I'm gonna need. I only need a piece. I'll slice on each cutlet. So, and I have my grated cheese. I use a little bit of that also. And the sauce, just about ready. The oven is also ready. So, we're ready to assemble. I'm bringing the sauce over, which seems to be ready. I'm going to get my ladle. I'm also going to put a little bit of the non-stick on the bottom of this pan, just to make sure that the sauce or cheese doesn't burn. Just a light coating. That's it. Now you can, if you want, put some sauce on the bottom. You don't have to. My family loves sauce a lot, so I'm just going to do that. Just put a little sauce on the bottom. And I'm going to get the cutlets. I'm hoping they should fit. Okay, here we go. A little bit of grated cheese. Sprinkle on top. Always gives it a little extra flavor. And you can use whatever cheese you like. If you like sweeter, you could use Parmesan, or you could use Romano cheese. This is a mix of both. You like a little bit of a spicy. Okay, now you cover. Or you put as much sauce as you like on it, really. So it all depends on how you taste. Okay. I will put some mozzarella. Okay. Let's see how we do if we put this mount. Okay, next step, we're just gonna put this in the oven at 375 and shouldn't take more than 10 to 15 minutes, but you also look for the cheese once the cheese is all melted. If you like it a little bit golden, you can leave it in for a little bit longer. However you like to it, but basically it's just the melted cheese at this point. Everything else is cooked, okay? Now, as you can see, we did the chicken cutlet Parmesan. Didn't take us that long. It's a beautiful meal. Like I said, you could serve it with pasta. You could serve it with just a salad. Makes a wonderful meal for the family. Now you love it, so try it.
What are you fixing, Vito?
The leftover from the restaurant.
Ah, nice.
I got some ham, the string beans,
Oh,
potatoes.
Beautiful.